If you're new to recording and mixing your songs in the home studio, or perhaps you just want a refresher to kickstart your next session, then this video is for you. I'm going to go through my 5 best tips for mixing in the home studio. Let's go. Hi, my name is Pete and this is Studio Live Today, where I help you create, record and release your best music. Now, the tips that we have here today are from a recent live stream that I do every weekend. Every Saturday afternoon, right here on the channel, I stream live. So if you're not watching those and you'd like to catch the full live show, there'll be a link to that down there, and you can catch those live by subscribing to the channel, throwing the notifications on, and you'll get informed of exactly when I'm live. But right now, let's jump in and check out these 5 tips. I've got 5 tips. So 5 tips for mixing. So, you know, if you've got your notepad, if you're like me, if you're old school and you've got your notepad here, or if you've got some sort of digital thing, you might want to note these down and then add to them. Then let me know what your tips are, because, you know, there's more than 5 tips that result in a good mix. So the number 1 tip that I have for mixing is this. It is to mix with these, not these. So we all use digital audio workstations, DAWs, and they give us this beautiful visual representation of what we're mixing. Up there on the screen, you can see exactly what you're mixing, and you can look at things like EQ, and you can look at spot frequencies, and you can look at your VU meter, and you can see where is that troublesome frequency, and you can drop it down. All of that is good, but those are just tools to help your ears determine if it's a good sound. So I'll say that again, your visuals are just tools to help your ears, who are the final decision makers. Your ears should be telling you, is this sounding good? Is this the right thing for the mix? Because one of the biggest beginner mistakes I see folks make is that they'll watch a tutorial, or they'll watch one of my videos, and then they'll go, oh, when Pete EQ'd that, he dropped this EQ down here. And people ask me this question, they're like, what should my compressor settings be? And I'm like, unless I've heard your track, I've got no idea what your compressor settings should be, because it depends on the type of voice, the volume of the vocal going in, the gain that you had on your interface going in. There's too many variables to say this is what you do. But if you just listen and close your eyes if you have to, close your eyes and listen, and then just go, okay, what does this need? What am I hearing too much of? What am I hearing too little of? What do we need to enhance? So that's sort of number 1 tip for mixing, is mix with your ears, not with your eyes. Number 2, and this is related, and that is this. If it sounds good, it is good. So people get hung up on mixing and they're like, oh, I've got this mix and it sounds good, but I need to EQ this guitar. And I'll say, why do you need to EQ that guitar? And they'll go, well, because you have to EQ things, yeah? Like, I have to go in there and see which frequencies are good and bad. And I'll say, what frequencies are standing out to you as bad right now? And if you can't answer that question, if you don't know what's wrong, then chances are nothing's wrong. So you don't need to go in there and do too much to it, which we'll talk about more in a minute. If it's sounding good, then it is good. So trust your ears and trust what you want the music to hear. And again, especially if it's your music, it's your music. So other people's opinions are important. Get feedback. I always recommend getting feedback. But at the end of the day, it's your music. It's your opinion is number 1. And it's your ears that you want to listen to. You want to create tracks that you want to stick on your headphones when you're out and about listening to your own music. So make music for yourself. Make it sound good. All right, tip number 3. Why do I have this highlighted? Yeah, I'll just save that one to last. I've already talked about tip number 3. That is to mix often. So just to get into the practice of mixing, mix other people's songs, ask other people for their sessions. If anyone asks me for my sessions, I hand them straight over, because other people remixing your sessions can help me out, but it can also help you out. And grab other mixers. There's heaps of people, like Warren Hewitt has courses like this, Joe Gilder, Home Studio Corner, Graham Cochran. All of these folks have different ways. If you join their mailing list, they'll send you the stems, they'll send you their tracks, and you can mix other people's music. And it's amazing how much you can learn just by doing a whole lot of mixing of your own stuff and other people's stuff as well. So mix often, mix a lot. Tip number 4, reference your mixes. What do we mean? What does referencing a mix mean? Well, referencing is taking your mix and listening to it on pair of headphones like these ones. These are the Sennheiser HD280. These are a nice big closed back headphone. Grab a pair of earbuds. I don't know where my earbuds are. Here they are. Grab a pair of earbuds and listen on those. Excuse me. Take your mix out to your car. Take it to your home stereo. Grab a Bluetooth speaker and play your mix. Play it through just your iPhone speaker. And what that's going to do is it's going to tell you how your mix translates. Your mix may sound awesome on your headphones. And a classic example is that I was just playing my latest mix and I'd been mixing it on my earbuds. I came back and played it on here, and as you'll hear in a little while, the bass is too heavy. We've got too much bass in the mix because I was listening on little itty earbuds. They're very different. Earbuds. So if you're finding that that's the thing and your mixes are not translating, you've got too much bass, too little bass, it's just sounding muddy when you listen on really high quality, clear speakers, then maybe you need to go back and make some changes to your mix. So that is the other thing that I'll throw out there. And the fifth tip, and the reason, so you might have noticed, I've called these my tips for mixing. So this is my advice. These are things that are going to get you started. What I haven't said is that these are my rules for mixing. The reason for that is that it's kind of like Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is there is no Fight Club. The first rule of mixing is that there are no rules of mixing. Now, people will debate me on this, and people will actually say, no, the rule is you must cut, do a low cut on all of your instruments that aren't your bass. That's a rule. You have to do that every time. The rule is that you can't, well, okay, I was about to say the rule is don't clip your signal and don't distort, which I like to make sure that people don't do, but hey, maybe that's what your music wants. Maybe that's what you want to do with your music. The thing is, if it sounds good, it is good, and there's no one way to do things. And that's the thing. I watch a lot of videos and I see a lot of tutorials and I read a lot of feedback and a lot of comments, and people say, you always have to, you must do this, you need to do this. And I'm kind of eliminating that. In 2019, I'm saying it's the year of eliminating the must and the have to and the need to. And let's go with the, here's an idea, here's a concept, here's something to try. Because until you try it, you're not going to know. Like some of the best music, some of the best sounds that have been created in the last 10, 20, 50 years have been done through experimentation. Like when, Sylvia Massey, when she records a Tool album and drops a piano from a 4-story building and that crashes to the ground and then that's sitting underneath your Tool mix, who would have thought that that's a good idea? Is that the rule for mixing? You must drop a piano and record the sound of a piano falling 4 stories onto your song? No. But are Tool an awesome band that have beautifully produced records? Yes, I believe they are. They're one of my favorite bands. So yeah, don't go with the must, don't go with the rules. Make sure that you know, like listen to advice, listen to people's feedback, but don't go in saying, I must do this, because that's the quickest way to fail, is to try and replicate exactly what someone else's process is. Take all the advice you get from other people, use what you can, and then move on and make and create your own process. It's the only way that you're going to create your best music and your best mixes. And there you go. I hope you found these tips useful and they can help get you kick-started into your next mixing session. If you've got your own tips or any other comments, questions or suggestions, leave those down in the comments below and I'll see you on the next video. Hey, thanks for sticking around. If you'd like even more videos all about mixing your projects, you can check out the 2 links linked right down below. You can also subscribe to the channel by clicking up on the Studio Live Today icon in the top right corner, or head on over to studiolivetoday.com for even more audio goodness.